Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. And this incredible creation, this is the YouTube yacht, a boat-shaped and themed rental cabin. And you can see right where we left you on the previous video. We're working on getting this metal roof finished. We still got to get it up on top of the wheelhouse as well, and some trim. And there's gonna be a few odds and ends and a little bit of behind the scenes stuff mixed in with today's video as well. In case you missed the last video, cool. Black standing seam metal, that's what we're going with. And this incredible chariot belongs to Dirt Perfect, who is letting us rent it for the roof install. Because that'd be a lot of laddering. I forgot to get the harness. Take two. The fact we even have a harness and rope, pretty wild. So for the lower roof, this is the only section we have left for the actual roof metal, but we've got to cut each piece that goes along that angle. So it's a little time consuming. What a beautiful morning though. I keep getting distracted. Would you look at her? Oh man. Be long and this will be full of leaves. Grade A fun. If you're looking for a fun date day, this is it. Fantastic. We'll do the same thing over here. Ugh. This is the last bundle of 4, and I need 4 more. So, no mistakes, you know? I do apologize for the wind. Just know that I too hate it, okay? We're in that together. It's not pleasant for either one of us. I don't think the DJI is going to be zoomed in enough to catch it, but there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 bald eagles circling around right now. We'll try some digital zoom. It'll probably be a little blurry, but kind of fun. We have several bald eagle families that nest up and down the river here, so it's not uncommon to see them flying around. Look at that. That is fantastic. She's a little dirty. Some rain will clean her off after we get a good rain. I'll go up and look for any scratches, and if there aren't any scratches, we'll just rattle can over. Not too uncommon to get a couple little scratches when you're putting a metal roof on, but it's always a good idea to address that before it starts rusting through, you know what I mean? I want to get the metal on top of the wheelhouse. And the first step is going to be getting this strip edge on, and hopefully we can do everything out of the lift, which is going to be a little awkward on that side, but I think we can get like to each side and make it work that way. But we'll see. We're fixing to find out. Next step is this ice and water shield. Get that up there. That. Just until we get the metal on. Once the metal's on there, it'll hold the rest up, and eventually it'll cook down just fine, especially under that black metal in the summer sun. All right. I'll just using the approved tie off. There's one there, but I looked at it and it's gonna use this one. We're still gonna fall, but hopefully not all the way down. I think this is gonna be a little easier for us, save us some time. It's not like it's a tough pitch to work on. So everything is pre-cut. Hopefully the length is right. Launch it. We're gonna eyeball it the best we can, get the overhang we want, and run it out. So you can see I'm one panel short, and then probably we'll have to use a couple other panels to finish that end off. But that's okay. I'll show you why. So it's Saturday. I don't normally work on Saturdays because I like being with the family, but I've mentioned before we're getting ready to go on the good old-fashioned Midwestern spring break, and I'm just adamant we're going to get this roof done. Before we do that, I mentioned in the previous video that they sent too much of one trim and not enough of another trim. No big deal. If they're making it right, they're coming to pick up the extra and bring what we need additional trim wise. I wanted to make sure we got all those panels on though, because if we were short on panels, that's the perfect time for them to bring them, and then I would be guaranteed to have everything I need to get it finished. Good news is we are short on one panel up there, but we had a few extra from the other short section of roof, so we can cut what we need out of that. So we're squared away all around, which is great, but I need to get this stuff moved back to the pole barn because I'm not going to be here whenever they come pick it up, and it's hard explaining where the boat's at, so we take it all to the pole barn. That is the template for the landing for the spiral staircase. We got to get that to the machine shop so we can talk to them and start getting that thing fixed up and made. Something about construction you don't see on a lot of channels is sometimes you just flat out order the wrong stuff. It's not a big deal because there's return policies on this stuff. This is peel and stick that goes underneath roofing. I wasn't paying attention and I got the wrong kind. This does not go under metal roofing. It can't stand the temperatures that the stuff we got can't, so I have to return it. The problem is, when I got it from Home Depot and they said no issues, you can return it, but it doesn't show it's been delivered yet. It's here. They're right though. The records, like the order details, still shows that it's out for delivery, which is wild. Plot twist on the whole scenario, it's a 90-day return window. We're approaching those 90 days. This is $500 worth of material. I was charged for it. We're going to the store. We're just going to take it to them and we're going to get it sorted out in person. Anyway, a couple days later, because I have a career and I have to work for a living, East Side Home Depot in Evansville. I'm gonna go in and see if we can get these returned. So $466 back into my account for returning those. $100 so I can do some filming on Friday. And why can I never remember what side I parked on? I'm sure these rigs. No thanks, I'll stick with my $600 marketplace special. So the next stop, we just dropped off the template to Don's Automotive down here in Tell City. We got everything explained. I think we got a plan for it. Hopefully he can have it done Wednesday morning, because then that means I can get a video filmed on the staircase on Wednesday, which should give me enough content to be filmed all the way through that week that we're taking off to go to Florida. Some rail cars, that's kind of cool. cut these on the ground, plus we're going to do a little bit of a hem on them, just for the way this works out on the edge. Let's just do that. This part was 3, but I want to try to bend that metal up just a little bit, so we'll make a 3 and a 4. I'm going to try to hem that up a little bit. They make these little hand hemmers. I've got a pair somewhere. I got a lot of stuff somewhere. It's just, you know. So there's a purpose to this. It's not the fanciest or prettiest or best way to do it, but it'll function. And now we got 2 of them. Let's go get them installed, and then I can show you why I bent them like that. Without the brake on here, there's nothing other than the sealant we'll put under that edge from keeping water coming back on this side. We're relying fully on that sealant, which would do a fine job. But eventually that sealant kind of breaks down. So by just doing this quick bend on that, that water's going to run into this and flow down and not be able to penetrate the edge of this. That's the idea anyway. It's like that. I just cut whatever the pitch is on that line, let the rest of it tuck up underneath, and then we just got to cut that to length over there. There's one side. We got the other side done. You'll see that when we go put the ridge cap on. I already put sealant on that. That's because that has some depth to it as far as this way goes right here. We got lucky with where this piece is here, so we don't have to do a bend. It's kind of already there for us, but this overhangs just a little bit, so I had to kind of pinch that back, and that gives us enough clearance that the depth in this section here takes up any of that extra, so we don't have to worry about water penetration getting under and underneath, and we don't have to do any extra work to make that happen. That was the all fall from the piece to finish the other side, so that worked perfect. We'll get another piece and finish it. Oh, fella never trimmed that. And there's that side. I am one piece short on there. That's okay. They're bringing more stuff. Hopefully I can still top that order off with a little bit more. So this is called Z closure. Kind of like a Z, right? And the whole point of this, let me get a piece cut and I'll show you what we're using it for. Z closure, finish side out. Imagine that's downhill. Goes between the seams, and then the ridge cap clips into this, and that's what the ridge cap gets screwed down to. Healthy amount of sealant right here whenever we do it. So we'll get some more of that cut, and then we're gonna go ahead. The only ridge cap we can get done, because I'm 6 short on these, is the ridge cap above the wheelhouse. So we'll go up and get that section done at least. So now I need to figure out a way to mark, so I make sure I get the Z closures where they need to be. They need to be perfectly in a straight line so everything locks together. Yeah. Mark on every rib. That's what I'm looking for. Then we can take that closure. We can line up that edge with that mark. So I'll set this here, and then I'll trace the back side, and that'll give me the mark on the roof of where it needs to go, so I know where to put all my sealant. And then it says we just lock it on. You know, just snap it. My top fear is my measurement's wrong and all my Z closures are spread out too far. I guess we'll just start on one end and probably get one side and then the other. Yeah, let's just do, let's come far on one side. If I do this, can I? Oh, no, that's okay. Okay, now hold on. Oh, that was easier than I thought it'd be. Now we just got to get this side. I'm just gonna kind of tuck each one, I think. And once they're in, we can do that. Okay. Now what? So there's the ridge cap on there. I'll say it again just in case we missed it, but the end obviously gets hemmed down and not even as big as it is. I just want to leave myself enough to work with, and we can definitely do that in place. Because I got about an hour's worth of time left. I'm gonna find something. We're gonna find, hold on. I think maybe a little bit of that. let me show you what we got going on, then we'll get to work. I got about an hour to do a little bit of damage here. So you can kind of see, we started clearing this out, I think last year with the 555 backhoe. But we're working on basically a line down and around. There's a burn pile down there, and kind of back up about halfway to YouTube yacht, from about here to here. We're just clearing a spot out that'll get seeded and strawed and maintained. And then when somebody rents this place, that's kind of the tromping grounds. I've had a lot of people say, man, can't wait to explore your property when we rent this. No, that's not the way this works. You don't get keys to the castle. You got to go to Not Your Average Millennial to get keys to the castle. Here, you get this specific area. We've been working on getting this thing cleaned out, and I'd like to get it seeded, strawed, and established this spring, so all this has a chance to come in real nice and strong for us. That also, any little oak trees or decent trees we want to have come up through this, that'll give them the chance to kind of show themselves this year. We can mark them and then mow around them in the future years. There you go. Not too shabby. And we'll just keep working that line down on around. You can see that pile down there. It's all going down there. And we'll do the same thing around this way. Burn that grass off, burn that pile off, power rake it, seed and straw it. Let nature do its thing. I got 2 more days, then I'm out of here. When this video comes out, I might actually be on the beach. Wouldn't that be something?